I'm still surprised that some people were surprised when I pointed to the fact that if a highway was built for the purpose of dividing a white and a black neighborhood, or if an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices. I don't think we have anything to lose by confronting that simple reality, and I think we have everything to gain by acknowledging it and then dealing with it, which is why the Reconnecting Communities, that $1 billion, is something we want to get to work right away, putting to work.
Oh, wow. The roads are now racist. Good to know that our transportation secretary has his priorities straight. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name is Luke Radowski here of WeAreChange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely crazy and wild news to get into, as of course we have major updates surrounding P. Diddy as Donald Trump just got a lot richer. There's a new faith for Julian Assange, as of course everyone is talking about the larger destruction of infrastructure in Maryland that a lot of people are linking to a cyber attack. What's really going on here? Is this a start of something bigger? Well, we're going to be talking about that, plus all the possibilities of what could really be happening here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast looks like it was made by @MegaDevilDog. I decided to follow him right after he made this satirical clip of Pete Buttigieg talking about racist roads many months ago, and putting in the background the collapse of the Baltimore bridge that just happened a few moments ago, as there's some serious questions about what really unfolded here. This says the Biden administration has been prioritizing a lot of symbolic equity efforts over, of course, things like actually caring about the infrastructure of this country. As of course, when it comes to virtue signaling, the Democrats are really good at that. When it comes to actual leadership, there's a lot of questions that, of course, arise. This as their main political rival just got a lot richer today as Donald Trump's media stock jumped as much as 50% after ticker DJT debuted on the stock market, debuting on the NASDAQ, which actually triggered a brief trading halt because of the volatility and the support that the former president of the United States got through the financial markets after, of course, Trump had a media merger with the shell company Digital World Acquisition Corp, which attributed more than $4 billion in paper profits for Donald Trump's net worth, which made him one of the richest men in the world. As of course, Donald Trump holds 60% of Trump's media shares, and Truth Social's valuation is now 1,000 times its revenue in the first 9 months of 2023. This as another man's future is also looking pretty good, as a court ruled in the United Kingdom that Julian Assange lives to fight another day, and they just approved his appeal to be extradited to the United States, as the British High Court refused to admit of literal CIA plots to kidnap and take the life of Julian Assange, but did officially rule that he could appeal the extradition. This says, of course, Julian Assange is expected to face more court proceedings, which will determine his fate. Another individual whose fate is in question is, of course, Sean P. Diddy Combs, a man that, of course, we were getting reports was just arrested a few hours ago and is facing some very serious crimes and allegations of trafficking individuals, including minors, with now a federal investigation, as even Prince Harry has been named in an additional bombshell $30 million trafficking lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, as of course there were a lot of really strange videos involving P. Diddy that we are going to be showing, highlighting, and talking about specifically all on lukeunfiltered.com, as of course these conversations are not family friendly, and we have to talk about them on our own platform where we get to say and do whatever we want. Joining up not only gets you exclusive content and videos, but also, more importantly, it gives you the ability to call into our show and be a part of the conversation, which members of lukeunfiltered.com get to do every single show we do. We do 3 shows a week, usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And you guys get the ability to call into the show, as well as getting the ability to see things behind the scenes that, of course, no one else does, as our recent videos includes some really interesting interviews with Toby Turner and Ian Crossland's secret workout secrets that were really awesome and really cool to highlight and document. As, of course, on lookunfiltered.com, we prioritize you being the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. And this is why we're also doing a group in real life touching of the grass moment, and we're organizing a hike just for members of lookunfiltered.com. As of course, that's just a few of many offers of value that you get just for signing up right now on lookunfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below. Come here to the front page, put in your information. You could sign up for $8, $15, $99. The $15 is the kind of all-encompassing one. Press here, put in your information, and I will see you there right after this broadcast with a special message, a special video just for members of lookunfiltered.com. As of course, we are not done here, as there's some significant questions regarding our infrastructure in the United States today after there was a major incident in Baltimore, Maryland, as a cargo ship looks like it made its way into the bridge, essentially hitting it and making it collapse. As highlighted by this particular video from one angle, we now have a second angle that was just released as well, highlighting the other devastation and destruction of a key port of entry and transportation hub that now is at a standstill as rescue crews keep looking for 20 plus individuals that, according to the making of this video and the Daily Mail, are still unaccounted for and might potentially be in the water.
Yo! What the f***? What the f***? What the f***?
This as 5 vehicles were left submerged in the water. 6 construction workers are missing after Baltimore's key bridge was collapsed, as the governor of that state has just declared a, quote, state of emergency. Now, very interestingly, right before this cargo ship rammed the bridge that many cars were on, all the lights on the cargo ship went out and then immediately turned on right before impact, leaving a lot of people to question what actually went on here, what actually happened, what actually transpired, what were the moments that led up to this crash that destroyed this key important bridge. Well, that's a question that, of course, a lot of people are having on social media right now, as, of course, some people are concluding that what happened here could be related to some kind of larger digital infrastructure attack, a cyber attack that potentially could have rammed this cargo ship into the bridge, causing it to collapse and be destroyed. This, as we're hearing reports that the boat had 22 working members on board, as a lot of people are kind of asking the questions, what happened here? As of course, this is a big deal, as CBS Baltimore is reporting that this destruction of the bridge is catastrophic since it blocks a key port and harbor, with specifically new car deliveries being halted, as well as Amazon deliveries now that, of course, will be significantly delayed. This as now traffic is also going to be backed up significantly, as the latest DEI construction efforts are probably going to take a long time to rebuild this important bridge that is going to have a very detrimental effect on the local population of Maryland. Now, initially, a lot of people are reporting that there's no indication that this was a, quote, intentional act, as some people are taking to the internet and saying, yes, this is a deliberate act. Some are even going as far as to call it a cyber attack and the beginning of World War III. Now, is that exactly what's happening here? Again, we know very little about what happened, what led up to this larger incident. Is it fair to warn about global catastrophe and war? Well, again, we're living in a crazy day and age where everything is possible, but I think it's fair to say that we could hold off and not jump to conclusions just yet before finding out what's really going on. As of course, it's important to note here that accidents do happen and that there is a probability that this could have been not a deliberate action and could have been done because of a coincidence and mishap that was not deliberately done as well. Now, the reason people are saying that this was a deliberate action is because of a lot of circumstantial evidence, but also more importantly, because the lights went out on the cargo ship and it steered directly towards a bridge support, which took it down with one hit. This, as of course, tensions internationally are at an all-time high, as of course, cyber attacks and the hacking of digital infrastructure is something that routinely does happen. This as governments spy on each other, release Trojan horses, release weaponized payloads of data harvesting and hijacking of control tools all throughout the internet. And this should be something that at least we should contemplate right now. As in the UK, they are now pointing fingers at alleged Chinese state-affiliated organizations that are allegedly behind cyber attacks that happen in that country, as the British Broadcasting Company is also reporting how millions of Americans are caught up in a, quote, Chinese hacking plot, as now 7 Chinese nationals have been charged with enacting a widespread cyber attack campaign that the U.S. State Department has announced a reward of up to $10 million for information leading to the arrest of these 7 individuals that allegedly are tied to it, as New Zealand is also accusing China of having hackers that are going after their parliament. And now, with the FBI investigating the destruction of this key bridge, what will be their conclusions? What will be their findings? Will they actually be transparent, open, and accountable to what they find here? Probably not. Could this be some kind of larger sabotage effort? Again, I don't know. People are just jumping to conclusions. I still think we got to be careful before going off the deep end here, personally, myself. Anything and everything is possible here, especially now with the larger tensions between Russia and the United States, as of course the United States is financing a larger proxy war against Russia, which now Russia has come out and with their intelligence agencies are pointing the fingers and blaming, quote, Western intelligence services that, according to them, have allegedly aided in the latest Moscow attacks that happened a few days ago and targeted innocent civilians. Yes, you hear that correctly. The Russian FSB is now claiming the United States, Britain, and Ukraine were all behind the radical Islamist attacks on the Moscow concert hall last week, highlighting a situation that is very tumultuous, to say the least, as, of course, Russia just recently declared that they are in a full state of war. And what will be the direct result of all of this? Well, time will only tell. But geopolitically, internationally, things are getting really bad. Being in a proxy war with another world power is not a smart, good idea. We should be trying to de-escalate. We should be pushing for detente. We should be pushing for negotiations. We're not. We're calling for escalations. And in this new digital day and age, we would be kidding ourselves if we didn't factor in the larger ability of cyber attacks and attacks on our infrastructure to be a part of the larger global conflict that has been brewing for a very long time. Is this a warning message to the West by some international powers that are saying, back off, stop this now, or more of this is coming? Or is this an accident? Or is this an act of self-sabotage in order to enact this thing? What do you think is going on here? Let me know down in the comment section below. Press number 1 if you think that this is a larger cyber attack from foreign forces waging a war on us. Press number 2 if you think it's an accident. Press number 3 if you think it's a self-sabotage attack, and then comment down in the description below. It would be interesting to see what you guys think, as of course, the conversation begins with you. If you thought this video was interesting and thought-provoking, share it with your friends and family members. It is more imperative than ever. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching, and that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org. One more video coming your way right now on lukeunfiltered.com. See you there right now.